morning and welcome back to Bernama Today. As promised, we're going to talk a little bit about an app, a very interesting app that I came across. If you're like me and you live within the city, moving from one house to the other, you're always looking for places to rent. Well, don't ask me why I moved from one house to the other, but joining me in the studio, more importantly, is Ishwar Dhanuka. He's the CEO of MyRent. What is MyRent? Well, we're going to find out all about that. Ishwar, thank you very much for taking time off to be with us.
Thank you so much, Gerard, for having me here.
Well, it's interesting that off the airwaves, I got to sample your product here. You showed me how it works. It all looks very easy. But for those of us who don't know what MyRent is all about, can you walk us through the product or the service, and how did you come up with this idea? Yeah.
So basically, when I moved to Ampang Park for my workplace, I stayed in Sunway my whole life, and then I had to just move in closer to KL because it was very difficult for me to travel back and forth. So I was like, okay, I need to find a place near Ampang Park, near my workplace, and it turned out to be such a difficult thing for me to do because iBillik and iProperty, they don't have a feature like you can just say, okay, I need a place around this area. So that is when I came up with MyRent. So MyRent is a mobile application on Android and iPhone, and it makes the process so much easier if you're looking for a place to rent. You can just select the location on the map. You can say, okay, I need a place 5 kilometers within this radius, and you can find the place to rent. We've got all kinds of customizations, so you can set your budget. You can set, okay, I need a master room, I need a full house, and it makes process a lot easier.
Right.
Yeah. And for landlords, you can list out your place as well. We've got these big buttons. We've got everything by the application, so you don't need to enter a lot of details. You can just select them, and everything is done automatically. Even how far is it from public transport is calculated from the application itself.
So when you came up with this app, or when you came up with this idea, of course you had to go to the problem yourself in order to understand what people go through when it comes to renting a place. I'm sure you did a lot of research on the net, and also flipping through the newspapers every day. I'm sure that gave you more of an idea or more of a framework as to how you're going to do it. But when it comes to putting an app together, what was the process like for you from the time you came up with the idea till the time you brought it to life?
So basically, the idea came roughly around last year, mid of last year, and then I already own a mobile application studio called MyRent. So I was like, okay, I've got the great team. I've got a user experience specialist. I've got Android developers. I've got iPhone developers. I've got a great marketing team. I put everyone aside and I said, okay, let's do this. I'll fund this app by myself, and we've got to get this thing done because I don't want people to suffer something like this, because it's something that we can solve. So we thought that we'll take it in our hands and we'll make sure that we'll get done. So it took about a year for us, and we finally launched on April 12th.
Ishwar, when you talk about making apps, it sounds so easy when you say, I put an app together, but there's a lot of work that goes to it. And today the best way to go is for someone to make an app. So I want to make it my next best friend simply because they'll be millionaires soon. So, with putting this app together, how much of computer knowledge or how much do you know about applications and of course the computer world that you can start going out there and making apps?
Well, I'm not boasting, but I started programming when I was about 13 or 14.
Jeez.
And I started doing Android during my last year of Monash University. I was like, I got myself an Android and I was like, this thing is cool, and I started messing around with it. I came up with a couple of applications. Seriously, making application is the best thing you can do with a computer right now. It's good money, it's great work, and it's amazing that you can create something and use it for yourself. You see it right in front of you, which is really cool.
Okay, so the earlier apps that you came up with, the first few apps, what were those apps?
There were some cool automation apps, like you come into your house and then it turns on your Wi-Fi. You go to your office, it turns on your Bluetooth, for example. I call it Profileroid.
Profileroid.
Yeah, so you create profiles. So you create profiles for every kind of place that you're in, outdoors, indoors, house or office, work, something like that. So that was my first application.
Right. So you got the guys going. The guys in the studio, instead of working, they're checking their phones. Profileroid.
It's good money for me.
But did you make decent money doing it when you first started it?
When I first started it, I sucked.
Yeah.
Well, to be honest,
Right.
everyone does, right?
Yeah,
I think I'm pretty okay right now. Yeah, it's good money. I wouldn't lie about that.
Okay, so let's get to business now, and let's find out how we use this app. Can this app be used in the peninsula and also in Sabah and Sarawak, or is it just the urban areas of Malaysia?
Currently, we are targeting the urban areas because they've got some good public transport lined up. You know, I see every day when I'm commuting for work, I can see how many people are taking public transport
Right.
and how important public transport is for Malaysians. You know, given the traffic during the peak hours. So currently, we are really focusing on KL.
Okay, wait, hang on, yeah? We're going to get to this slide very soon. Currently, you're focusing on KL, yeah?
Yeah. So currently we're focusing on KL, and we're even expanding to Australia and Singapore soon.
So we're going to teach Malaysia how to use this app. If you're coming to Kuala Lumpur and you want to look for a room or a house or an apartment, well, you can go to MyRent. Ishwar came up with this app. Can we have slide 1, please? Okay, walk us through slide 1.
Sure.
Yep, where's slide on? Still waiting. Drama. Nothing to do on screen. Okay, waiting for slide 1. Yeah, okay, this is slide 1.
So this is basically the first step when you're listing the place. So you see we've got these big buttons, so the user doesn't need to enter it's an apartment, it's a house.
Right.
You know. This is how you view the listings. So you've got all the important details like the distance from LRT, which is calculated from the application, the price of it, and if it's a gender specific place.
Right.
You know? Yeah.
Right. Gender specific as in?
You know, there are certain apartments which prefer to be all females. So yeah, we give that kind of flexibility.
Looking for young Indian male, that kind of stuff, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, we're not racist. We don't let you enter the race.
Right. So there's no race column in there. No. But okay, what does this tell me?
So this one is actually very cool. Let's just say because we've got everyone related through Facebook. So you've got to have Facebook login, and then this part is where you show if you've got mutual friends. So if you've got mutual friends with landlord, it makes the whole process so much more trustworthy.
Right.
Yeah.
And do we have any other slides? So these are basically what the interface looks like. Yeah?
Yes, correct. And these are the amenities. Again, you don't need to enter anything. These are all just selections. So you just select. Basically, I can assure you, from the whole process of starting the application to listing a place would take you less than 2 minutes.
Starting the application to listing
a place.
It takes you less than 2 minutes.
Yes,
right. So saying if you look for an area like we tried just now, and we were just trying a 300 ringgit room within the KLCC area. Didn't quite work. But how much of KL and Selangor have you covered? Do you have the whole of KL and Selangor covered?
Well, we just launched a month ago, so we've got a lot of KL covered. We've got over 15 current landlords that are listing with us. We are currently talking with 3 big real estate agencies to partner with us. So yeah, it's going all right.
Right. The guys in the studio posed the question. Of course, it sounds like French to me, but how do you ensure that there's no scam involved?
Okay.
It's scam free. So
okay.
Thank you, Rafiq.
I'll just assume by scam he means fake apartment listings or whatever.
Right.
So basically, in terms of fake apartment listings, we've got instant messaging within the application, so you don't need to expose your private details from the application. You don't need to expose your phone numbers. You don't need to expose your house address. Nothing. So you talk to the guy. If he seems fishy, he's a scammer. Yeah. For now, we don't have a team in place, but definitely next year onwards, once we get some funding in place, we are planning to have that.
So I hope that kind of answered your question. So everything is in check when it comes to exposing people's numbers. You don't have stuff like that happening with an app like this. Now, an app should be essentially user-friendly. Of course, for the younger generation, it's all like second nature to them. But for people who put their phones up here and they get out like, okay, I'm looking for a house now, it is pretty hard for those of us who are not very good at phones to use this. How easy is this app? How much thought has been put into making it as easy as possible for everyone to understand?
I'm so glad you asked this question, because from start, our main priority has been user experience. This is our focus. I can assure you one thing. You launch the application, the first thing you're going to notice is how well optimized it is and how easy to use it is. We've got everything, big buttons, we've got scrollers, we've got joysticks, to play around. There's no technical terms involved. Very smooth, very, very intuitive.
It's very smooth, it's very intuitive.
Yes.
And even if you're using it for the first time, it'll walk you through every step of the way.
Exactly, yes.
So, say if I have a house that I want to rent out now, what do? I go to the app?
You go to the app and then you press list a place,
right,
and then you choose if it's an apartment,
it's
condo.
List a place, yeah.
Yeah, you choose if it's a house or a room. You choose if it's a condo, apartment, house, bungalow. You upload some pictures, give it a name, describe it in a summary. You select the amenities that are available in the house. Is it furnished or not? Choose if it's gender specific. Done. That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
How many photos can you upload?
You can upload up to 5 photos for now.
For now, it's up to.
Yeah.
So that's going to be further expanded as you.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. But you've definitely got to have at least 1 photo.
So with regards to the app, and of course there are many different companies in KL dealing with properties. Yeah. Do you work with them too?
We are not working with them, but we are definitely looking out for opportunities.
Right. When you're looking out for opportunities, what kind of opportunities are you looking for?
We could definitely make use of their database.
Yeah.
They could partner with us, and they could take advantage of a fantastic mobile application.
Right. Thus far, who has been showing interest in this product?
Okay.
Other than the end user, I mean, people who want to come in as part of this whole venture.
Yeah. Basically, every real estate agencies that we have talked to, they've shown some really positive feedback, and they've given us some suggestions to improve further. Because we're not real estate people. We don't know exactly what they need. So we've got some feedbacks. We've got to know what are they expecting, and we are optimizing the app further. What we also have in place is something that doesn't exist yet. We have some intelligence going on in our server. So once you list a place, we can target exactly the people who are looking for a place that you listed. So you can target them directly. And these are the premium features that we're going to launch in a couple of months.
Oh, these are going to be premium features
Yes.
that are in the pipeline.
Yes, correct.
And being someone who started this, from the time you came up with the concept to where it is now, what's been your toughest challenge so far, Ishwar?
I think the toughest challenge is to be patient. Sometimes when you're very, very passionate, you just want things to be done. Like, come on, this has to work. One of the major problems we had was we were using this service called Parse, and they shut down. 70% into development, and then suddenly we had to. We were using StatMob, and then they shut down, and then we had to go for Parse 70% into it. So we were set back a bit. But we are really glad that we could make it.
Right. So it's interesting that we've got something new, or all you have to do is just go look for the app. It's called MyRent. Well, if we can put back the screenshots we had. So step 1 is to go in there. If I'm looking for a house, and say if my budget is 1,200 ringgit for an apartment. So what do?
So you just, if you're searching with a map, just set a radius, like around KLCC or whatever, and then you just set your budget. You set if you need an aircon or whatever, and then press select, and then you have a list of all the places available.
Right. So if you have kids coming into the city to live, of course, that's not part of the app. That's Ishwar, or when he was better looking. So if you have kids coming into the city to study, and you're always worried about where they're going to live, MyRent will help you sort it out. Yeah,
for sure. Yes.
So all you need to do is have a budget and a place where you think you'd like to rent a property, and they'll sort it out for you.
Yes.
And likewise, if you do have a property that you want to rent out, all you need to do is list it on MyRent.
That's correct.
And that'll be sorted out for you. So the new app in town is MyRent. That's MYRENT. Before I let you go, your message to Malaysia about the app and about making this app a success.
Right. So guys, if you want to rent out a place, take use of MyRent. Give MyRent a chance. Just download it. I'm sure you're going to love it. We've got great users. We've got a great platform, and we're always open to suggestions. Drop us an email. Go on our website. Like us on Facebook. Do whatever. But I'm sure, try it out. You'd love it.
Right. Just go try it out. It's MyRent. You can, if you Google it, you can also learn a little bit more about the app. You can use it on your Android. You can
Android, iPhone.
No problem. You can download it from any mobile or smart device. Not a problem. It's called MyRent. Like Ishwar, the CEO, is only 23 years old and he's come up with so many apps. So we want to help him make this a success. We're begging you a lot. Okay? So just go check out MyRent if you're looking for a place to rent, or if you want to rent out a place. On that note, Ishwar, it was a pleasure meeting you here. Ishwar Dhanuka, the CEO of MyRent. Go to your mobile phones now and get it done. On behalf of the Bernama Today team, I'm Jared Rutland signing off. You have a great day ahead, my friend.
Thank you so much.